Hi, and welcome back to Musicians Edition Practice with me for alto saxophone. I'm your teacher, Risa, and today we're working in the Standard of Excellence Book 3. Moving right along, we're on page 30 today, looking at the 20th century art music. I'm not really sure what that means. I guess it's just 20th century style, which is pretty broad. All right, anywho, today we're looking at the F sharp minor key signature, and usually just hearing this throws people off because they're thinking of F major. Not working in major today, working in minor, and we're working in F sharp minor, not F, okay? But don't be freaked out. That only has the 3 sharps, so it's not so bad. We have the F sharp, the C sharp, and the G sharp, okay? G sharp can throw people off a little bit, but that's where it helps to circle your key signature and take your time and practice things. Practice the right scale with this, okay? We'll also be looking at the Enharmonics. We've talked about Enharmonics before, where it's the same tone, it's just written as a different note. So in this case, E sharp equals F, okay? So they both have the same sound, different fingerings, written differently in music. Okay. And we see that in this exercise we're working on right now, which is the F sharp minor scale, otherwise known as concert A minor. Okay, so if you look ahead, at the harmonic minor section, it has written in E sharp, which is the same as F. All right, so let's go ahead and play the F sharp minor scale. We're gonna go over our natural, minor, harmonic, melodic, and then the arpeggio. I guess for the chords at the end there, let's start off with the bottom ones. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Hopefully the melodic minor didn't catch you off guard there with the D sharp and the E sharp. Might have taken a little thinking power, okay? So you might need to circle those. And also coming down, we're what? We're back to the E natural and the D natural, okay? Let's do this one more time. This time we're going to play the top part for the chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Don't forget on that arpeggio there. Coming down, that is the E sharp, also known as the enharmonic of F. All right? Take a little time to practice that. Even speed that up. Get comfortable with it. Memorize it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to 110 Pavane. I think that's how you say that. All right, we're still in the same key signature. We're still in common time, so 4, 4. Okay, and the book wants us to use the F sharp alternative fingering in some spots where they have the asterisk written in, okay? And Remember, that's just this key down here. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, there we go. So don't forget your G sharps. If you missed any of them, just mark them N, okay? Now what we need to do is add in our dynamics. Okay, starting off mezzo piano, nice and soft. We're staying kind of soft throughout the whole piece until the very end. Then we're gonna just get quieter, okay? All right, here we go again. And though we should have used our alternate F sharp fingering on that one, I want you to play around because I want you to still be able to make that decision as you grow as a musician, okay? So a lot of times when the orchestra, the band, whoever is handing you sheet music, or even if you're improvising, that little asteriske's not gonna be there. And you need to determine when it's appropriate to use the alternative fingering for you and when it's easier to use the standard fingering, okay? All right, here we go. We'll do it one more time with the proper dynamics. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Take a little time to practice that as well.
This lesson is brought to you by the Musician's Edition practice book. Make goals and keep track of progress throughout the whole year. When you're done with this video lesson, don't forget to mark this practice time in your Musician's Edition practice book. Now back to the video.
All right, now let's go on to 111, whole tone scale study. Now, a whole tone scale consists of only whole steps, okay? So our regular scales, whether it's a major or minor scale, is consisted of both whole steps and half steps. Our chromatic scale is entirely of half steps. So this one is going to be whole tones. Okay, so take a look at your key signature before you're thrown off there because we were still working on the F sharp minor. Okay, our key signature has what in it now? No sharps, no flats, but you can see we have accidentals marked in. All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds a little goofy, doesn't it? And we generally don't play the whole tone scale study, though I suppose it doesn't hurt to play it once in a while. All right, so that one you just gotta watch your sharps. Think of the enharmonics. Can be challenging just when you're coming down or when there's the same note. So on that high C, make sure that's a natural, okay? Coming down, well, we have the arpeggio, that's kind of weird. On that last one, remember where that A is, that's A sharp. So you might want to mark that, okay? Let's play it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, that's a little better. I was pausing beforehand, kind of trying to give it emphasis, but don't do that, just play it all the way through. Okay, on to 112, Earp's excerpt from the Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. All right, so let's take a look here. Our key signature still has no sharps, no flats. We are now in 2, 4, okay? Bottom number still 4, not a big deal, just counting 1, 2, 1, 2. Instead, you can see we have a good hunk of 16ths right off the bat. We have grace notes in here. We got trills. We got all sorts of goodies up in here, don't we? Now let's see, the book is telling us something. This piece is based on a whole tone scale and measure 6. Be sure to trill up a whole step. Okay, so let's think about that real quick for a minute here. We have the trill, which is E. So what would be the whole step from E? Okay, this is a tricky one. All right, so E natural, okay, a half step would be F natural, all right? So imagine the piano, we have 2 white keys next to each other, half step. So it actually would be F sharp, okay? And a good way to kind of tell if you're looking at music very quickly and you're not, the music's not gonna say something like that. Here, you can see it has TR sharp, and then it's got the squigglies. So if you just saw that, you would know it goes to E to F sharp, okay? That sharp is telling you that the next note up will be sharp. So that's an easy way to kind of tell if you're seeing that music right off the bat. But a lot of people aren't looking into the theory and what it is when they're handed sheet music, they just play it. All right, but I suppose it's good for us to know both, right? Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and play this. Let's take it nice and slow though, just so we can comprehend what we're seeing on the page. All right, here we go. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we'll play, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, excellent job. That one is particularly challenging just with the 16ths and you're thinking of the countings and you're thinking of the whole notes and seeing all the sharps can be confusing. So you'll really need to take your time on this one and break it down, right? Okay, slow it down to wherever you need to do. Even note by note, then start putting it together, then start adding the speed, okay? This one really trips people up for a little while. So if you didn't get it, or you found it too fast, or whatever, or challenging, it generally is, okay? So like I said, take your time with it. Okay, really take your time with it. All right, so I'll leave it at that, okay? Because more than likely you need to practice it, and if you got it, that's great. But practice it anyway, and practice it even faster, okay? I took it nice and slow. I mean, it's not Allegro, but it is faster than what we did. Okay, let's take a look at 113 now, the Sunken Cathedral, okay? We're back to our F sharp minor here. Tell me about our time signature. We are in 6/4, so not 6/8, 6/4. So we are counting to the 6, and the quarter note still gets the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and the book wants to talk about planing. Okay, the piece demonstrates a technique called planing, where all the notes of a chord move in the same direction. This is also called parallel motion. Now with this, a lot of times in music, we'll say 2 notes, okay? And sometimes the notes will go apart. Sometimes like this will move up, say a 5th, but this one only moves up a 2nd, or they come into unison. When it's parallel, they have to move exactly the same, okay? So that means you have your bottom and your top note, and then say they're both going to move up a 3rd. They're both going to move up 1. They're both going to move up a 5th. They have to move together. It's like they're paired. So whatever top does, bottom does, whatever bottom does, top does. They are together. Okay? So let's go ahead and play this. We'll do this one a couple times so we can do it as divided parts, but also know our parts. Let's do the bottom one first together, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. It's not so bad because the rhythm's pretty easy. And if counting to 6 gets you confused, just count the notes as they are independently. So you would count, for the rest 1, 2. Count your next half note, 1, 2. Next half note, 1, 2. You see we have a dotted half, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so if you break it down like that, if the 6 confuses you, that's how I would do it. All right, and then second to last measure, don't forget that C is a sharp. All right, let's do top part now. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, excellent job. All right, now let's do this as a pair or with divided parts, just so we can hear the parallel motion. All right, so how about you play the top part, I'll play the bottom part. All right, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, excellent job. See how everything we did was together? Parallel motion. All right, well, that concludes our lesson for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, notify, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our practices. Thanks for joining, and until next time.